Hello, everyone. Welcome to season 3 of Authentic Conversations with Adele's podcast. And today, my guest is Kanika Vasudeva. I'm apologizing to her because I probably said it wrong. She's an energy expansion mentor who helps visionary leaders, coaches, and entrepreneurs expand their wealth, visibility, and impact. Her work combines clearing subconscious blocks with practical aligned steps so clients can grow their business and lead with authenticity and purpose. Her clients create constant results, more income, recognition, and freedom because they just don't shift temporarily. They embody their next level. And I'm excited to have her on the show too because this is kind of what I do with the men is show them a different way of being and really connecting with the boy behind the man. If you're interested in learning more about transition clarity and the programs that we have to offer, check out the show notes for all the information. And with that, let's start to welcome our guest. And welcome to the show, Kanika. It's going to be cool because I'm excited to see how, when you explain your journey, how you got to where you are today from where you were. And then we'll carry on from there. So tell us, what's your background? How did you end up being this person that can help people with their strategies and still the energy of it?
Mm. Yeah. So I'm an engineer and an MBA professional by background. You would never think that I was going to become an energy expansion coach. And just life had other plans for me. I think we are souls born in the body, and this is my soul's wider purpose. What happened with me was I was mid-30s, and I really was feeling burnt out. I wanted to check out of my life as well. I had a son, 2 years old that time. My marriage wasn't really going well. Things were falling apart. Yet, if you looked on LinkedIn, things were great. And if you looked outside, from the window that a lot of us can, the facade was that I was really happily married. I had a little boy and I was pregnant with my second one. It looked really hunky-dory on the outside. I just wasn't feeling it. Um, and my daughter was 31 weeks pregnant. Then I lost her.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the hardest thing to do. So before that, I was not feeling great.
Yeah.
But as humans,
Mm-hmm.
I was also falling into the trap of just running away from whatever I was feeling. I was like, come on, just push through it, get busier, do something else, distract yourself. I wasn't really paying attention. But when I lost my daughter, that was really, really hard. So at 31 weeks, you give birth to them
Mm-hmm.
because they're big. And it was just a very surreal experience. And I felt so guilty. I felt so saddened. I felt so shocked, all and more, because I really wanted to connect with her. And I really wanted to hold her. And I really wanted to say, hey, I love you.
Mm-hmm.
So I was going through this process
Mm-hmm.
on the one hand. And then on the other hand, my son was 2. And you know how 2-year-olds are. They need constant attention. Like you really need to make sure that they're okay. They're not going to put their fingers in the socket or, climb over drawers and just do something foolish. And their mind is constantly running all the time. You've really
And their
got to
feet.
make sure that they are safe. Yeah. Oh. And they'll do things that you just cannot even imagine.
Mm-hmm.
So here I was, I'm trying to make sense of life in one sense. And then I have my son, I've really got to look for. And it seems on the outside that I have to give a lot, I really have to be present there. But really, what was happening during that time was that he was teaching me what life was all about. You see, I was contemplating very deep questions about life.
Hmm.
What is the meaning of life? What am I here? And then I would see my son, and he would take a piece of paper and he'd be really happy with it,
Hmm.
like just joyous that it made that sound. He would look at water and he would be so curious and so excited that this is how it flows. Simple pleasures in life.
Yeah.
And I would look at him and I would wonder what happened from me being like that. Because all of us are born like that.
Yes.
What happened? And how did I get here? And so, somewhere during those moments, I said, no, I will live on. And I will also try and be happy because it is no use just being a mess around my son. It's
Yeah.
good for me and it's good for everybody. And when I really started thinking that, then I went, okay, universe, now you've really got to help me because I want to connect with my daughter and I want to have a closure of sorts there. I want to understand that A, she's okay. I want to apologize to her, all those feelings that I was having. So that's how I got into energy healing. But here's the good bit. When I connected with her and I said, I'm so sorry I lost you. And she said, no, it was never the plan. I was never supposed to be born. My plan was always to wake you up so that you can live a fuller life.
That just makes my heart tingle because if we could get other parents to understand the gift, and it's usually up until about three. If a child decides to leave the earth, up until usually around three, it is a lesson for the parents. It's nothing to do with the child. But, and I say this being one, never having kids and seeing people go through this, I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy, the loss of a child, right? Because it's like your whole body, your whole being is trying to bring this beautiful, energetic being into this world, but you don't understand that it's not meant to be.
Yeah, yeah. But as I say this, I have really a lot of gratitude for the universe. There were just so many things that happened around that time
Hmm.
that were so beautiful, gracious, and I really felt held during that time. I think, and I know this by my conversations with my daughter,
Hmm.
I know that she had tried to wake me up, per se. Whenever I was feeling disconnected, whenever I really wanted to check out of my life, all of those were signs that I need to do something to get back on track. So she was helping me.
Hmm.
And I was just adamant I wouldn't listen, as humans do.
That's your
Uh,
engineering coming out. You need the proof that these plans are going to work.
yes, yes. And it was very much, also, I think it's very accepted, that time, even when I did ask for help, like uh, I didn't quite know that I needed help, but I would talk to my friends sometimes and I would sort of allude to it that, I'm not super happy right now. And they would be like, Kanika, it's mid-30s. And it was sort of accepted that you become older and you become unhappier. And I was in this juxtaposition that, well, if life is supposed to be like this, it's just not worth it. But
Yeah.
it's the automatic programming that we're all used to. So I just kept living on with my life. And it was just that you got busier with the chores. And with the 2-year-old, I had a business at the time. There was lots to do. So I was just getting busier and busier. But I think when you take a step back, life's always asking us to really step in. I've been listening to a lot of people, a lot of business people, heart-led entrepreneurs today, because as I do this work and I found my further vocation around helping people have successful businesses, I listen to a lot of the successful ones. For example, I'd listen to Jay Shetty or I'd listen to other people who've really done well and why. And they always talk about purpose. They always say that the purpose is what drives them.
Hmm.
I had lost my sense of purpose.
Hmm.
And so, what I'd share with all the listeners is that find your purpose. It doesn't have to be something really big, like it doesn't have to be, oh, I have to make the next Apple or something. But what gives you joy is your purpose. And that will sprout
And
into something else, that will sprout into something else. But it's literally that. Just follow your joy, do that joy every day.
and I want to clarify that your purpose doesn't mean your vocation.
Mhm.
People always say, well, my purpose, like it has to be that I'm doing this job or I'm doing this career. And I'm like, no, your purpose could be listening to your inner inner knowing for 20 minutes a day, right?
Yeah. Yes.
That could be your
Yes.
purpose, right? Um, because I had someone on the podcast earlier, Roger, and he didn't know what he was doing. He was just told to write every day. Now that he's 75, he understands. He's been channeling Wilhelm. And Wilhelm had this whole philosophy and this whole way of doing things. All he knew is he had to sit and write every day. That was the purpose.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And purpose could start with like little small things. I remember that time I used to think, well, what gives me happiness? Because I was so much into depression, there was nothing that gave me happiness. And then that time it was a little bit of stillness. Then I started doing some art, but whatever fancies it, it does not have
Hmm.
to be stuff that you share. Like that art wasn't, meant for the world or anything. It wasn't anything big. It was just drawings, stuff that I was even doing with a 2 year old,
Hmm.
stuff that you throw in the bin afterwards, or just look at it and put it on the wall for some time.
Right.
Um, but
Well,
it could be as simple
and
as that.
I like, is there um any better reason to remember to the art or whatever than the booming industry of adult coloring books? Start coloring with your kid. They have their age appropriate one and you have your age appropriate one. But it's the act of painting or drawing or coloring that takes you out of the mind and lets you just sink into your heart and to
Yeah.
relax it all.
So normally when we are in the stress, we are at the back of our brain in the reptilian brain.
Yeah.
When we start thinking about colors and sensory stuff, we come into the prefrontal cortex. So automatically you've switched from the fear, from the scarcity, from the doubt, you've come
Hmm.
here. And that's why when people color, they'll tell you, oh, it relaxes me. You might not know it, but we've shifted. And because we brought our cognizance to the prefrontal cortex, we are a lot more settled. We are actually thinking more in terms of colors. We are more present.
But it also opens up the third eye, the
Yes.
intuitive vision. So as you're doing the brushstrokes, as you're coloring, your intuition saying, "Oh, they're open. What can we share with them?"
Yes. In
Right?
fact, when I started with my coaching, because so now I coach hard-led entrepreneurs to earn more money, to have more authority, and really build their businesses without doing extra hustle. And when I started, to just help other people get into that intuition, one of the things I would do is I would just take them on an art journey, even people who never knew art. And I would tell them, okay, just draw something. And it would be something as simple as draw in a circle, color it the way you would like. And I would tell them, well, what has a circle told you now? I would guide them to
Hmm.
look at their intuition, to intuitively understand
Hmm.
what they were doing just with whatever they had drawn. So it is so amazing.
Hmm.
how our colors express our intuition, our deepest insights and guidance.
Well, and I want to just flip it a different way because I don't consider myself an artist by any means. I can do really good stick people. Yet, I would say my creativity, my art comes in cooking. Because it's like I got a pot, I open the fridge, let's see what's going to happen. And I've had many people over the years saying, "Oh, I love come to your house to eat." And I'm like, "Why?" I can feel the love in every bite. I'm like, "Hmm, right?" Because to me, it was just I threw stuff in a pot and what came out. And they're saying, I'm giving them home in their heart. And so it made me think about, well, am I making this meal just to make a meal, or am I doing it because maybe I'm needing a little outside love, that outside nutrients, that outside yumminess, and I can give it to myself through the food that I've created.
I love what you are doing. I love it. And I love the concept that you're bringing out because a lot of times people feel that, oh, the love, the abundance that they need to feel that sits outside them, that somebody else has to give it for them.
Mm-hmm.
And I always encourage people to start finding it inside them first. Whatever you create, there are blessings in that. There's joy in the
Mm-hmm.
creation as well. What do I want to create today? What ingredients do I play with today? And how do I nourish, fill my own cup?
Well, and I think, like, I just back to the food for a second, it's like there's a whole industry based on we were too busy to live a life. So it's all the fast, convenient, grab it from the corner store. And it's like, no, go find the mom and pop restaurant that actually fills and nourishes you if you're going to go out and eat, right? Like, and don't get me wrong. I mean, we all have our moments of just grab something quick, right? But it's like, is that busyness keeping us from truly living a fulfilled life, right? Is that like drive through the drive through on the way to soccer as the kids are shoveling it down, you're driving crazy, worth in the long run missing that home cooked meal? And I'm not like, I mean, I get like everyone, you have to have your sandwiches in the car. Like, you get, sometimes you just have to. Um, but it can be a homemade sandwich with
Mhm,
love and care.
mhm.
And so it goes into your body different. Your cells absorb it
Yes.
differently, right? And this
Yeah.
is where I like when we connected was that you're saying you're taking the heart-based entrepreneurs and business owners and saying, how do we make heart-based sales?
Mhm,
Right? Like, I think about my men's program and I'm like, great, they're paying me.
mhm,
I'm very happy to take their money. But I want to
mhm,
see the growth in them.
mhm,
Like, yes, we all need to keep a roof over our head and food on the table. But if I had the money side of it looked after, I'd still be doing this
mhm, mhm,
because I love seeing the growth in them and their lights going on. And they're like, I can have it all. And I go, you are it all. You don't have
mhm,
to wait to have it. You are it all. It's waking up to the God essence of who we are. And if you don't believe in
mhm.
God, believe in source, whatever. Right? And that's where I want to get people to.
To the
Be-
transformation. And I think this is why I love the heart-led entrepreneurs. And this is my passion now, because a lot of heart-led entrepreneurs, coaches, visionaries, they all start with that passion. You know, you said that you would do it even if the money side was sorted out, you would still do it because it gives you so much joy. And I look at the ripple effect of that, like you doing something, you being really happy.
mhm.
And by the way, nobody should be struggling with money. Because when you are really good with money, when you are abundant, when you can go out and have your holidays, you're inspiring other people around you as well. In
Mm-hmm.
an average lifetime, each of us, even if we are not doing something consciously, we are influencing at least 1,000 people around us. So imagine if we had more
Okay.
conscious leaders in the world, if we had more conscious people,
Mm-hmm.
conscious coaches who were spreading that love, that expansion
Mm-hmm.
outside. Imagine how many more we would create. So it's such a beautiful ripple effect. And I love doing this because if each of us felt fully worthy, fully abundant to have all the things that we wanted to have, we really could create a world like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's why my passion is around helping people, first of all, with their messaging, so that when they message something, it gets heard properly,
Mm-hmm.
with their positioning, so that they're really found, and then to help them attract clients in an aligned manner, because there's a big myth out there, which is like, well, you need to go and, do crazy stuff to be selling your things, and that might
Mm-hmm.
not be fully aligned with you.
Well, and it's interesting because every time I go, I'm done with the podcast, it gets full. I'm like, really? I'm not done with this? No. Okay. I didn't think I was going to go into season three. I was done. I was done after season one. I was done halfway through season two. And here we are, taping into season three, right?
Does it fill your heart?
I love the conversations. I just don't like the work on the back end.
Mm,
Like, well,
mm,
because
mm, mm,
it's not like I shouldn't say it's work. It's just I'm still muttering through how to do it all
mm,
because I haven't had anyone show me. So I do what I do until I know better,
mm. I can
right?
show you some trips, some
Well,
tips
yeah, like
offline.
and so it's like, all the editing, all and I go, well, I don't edit. I don't know how to do that. And it's like, well, you got to get reels. I go, yep, those are nice. And they go, what? I go, in time, right? I'm a one man show, right? So if I'm building out programs and building out memberships, well, the editing's got to go the wayside. So I stopped the podcast because I'm like, I don't have time for that, right? So and like it's been a eye opening journey because it just shows what we think is the next step might not be, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if it wasn't for the podcast and who I have lined up coming, I'd be like, I wouldn't have met those people. There's no way
Yeah,
I would never have met them because
yeah.
there's podcasting groups who
Mhm.
have put my podcast up. So they've already vetted all the people. And I'm like, well, I can't go
How
wrong,
lovely.
right? If
Yeah,
I had to
how
go find
lovely.
all these people, it would have been shut down.
Yeah, and
But
how
because
lovely.
they're just showing up and I go, sure, you're interesting. Let's see where
Yeah.
the journey takes us. And all in all, I look at it, every person I've had on the call, I've learned. I've
Mm.
expanded my heart. I've expanded my awareness. So even if no one listens to it, I've I've grown. I've grown
Correct.
into a better leader for who I'm leading.
Correct. There is a website called podcastguests.com,
Mm-hmm.
and that is really amazing to be featured on podcasts and also to have guest podcasters. That's absolutely free. Their beginning membership, you just get some emails and you'll know the podcast to apply to, and you'll have some guests who'll be keen to come on your podcast as well.
They're one of them that I haven't signed up to any of them,
Mm,
but they
okay. All right.
somehow,
Beautiful.
somewhere through networking, they have found my podcast and how to connect with me.
Oh, beautiful.
And I go,
And
okay.
you were talking around business growth as such.
Mm-hmm.
There's one thing I always tell. There's this book called 10x is easier than 2x.
Mm-hmm.
It's by the strategic coach Dan Sullivan, and
Mm-hmm.
then he's got somebody writing, and I'm forgetting his name. But what Dan talks about, that 10x is easier than 2x.
Mm-hmm.
The concept is that you think of the big thing that you want to do, and you really become that, oh, this is who I want to be. For example, for you, it could be right now that, oh, I want to run the men's circles. And it could be really be that this is what I want. And then you build, okay, then what am I becoming really, really good at? You look at your unique ability there. What is it that you are bringing up? And you say, okay, this is what I want to get to. And that automatically for you streamlines the things that you were supposed to focus on.
Mm-hmm.
So when I got the clarity that, oh, I just want to help entrepreneurs have a really successful business
Mm-hmm.
without hustling, then I thought, okay, now I have to become an expert in that field. Like my big vision is that when people think, oh, I'm going to start up a coaching business, that they're just able to understand that I would be the person who'll help them with setting up that business in terms of messaging, in terms of how do they post on social media, how do they really put their whole brand, their authority together and messaging so that they're getting all the results without having to hustle. But because I said, oh, this is what I want to do, then my path got really clear that A, I want to do a lot more podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
I want to write a book next year. But you see how it's framed up those things. So I've got my business expansion accelerator that's going on specifically for this, just to help business entrepreneurs. But then I've got the other legs, and it's really clarified to me that this is what I want to do. So that's your first thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second thing that you do is you look at your list of activities, and we've all got 100 activities.
Yeah.
It tells you because this is the genius, the zone of genius that you want to focus on. You look at those and you start finding other people to do the rest.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you have a lot of space,
Mm-hmm.
more of your creativity will come in.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I agree with everything you just said, right? Because that's one of the downfalls of entrepreneurship. They feel they got to wear all the hats
Mhm.
to feel secure in the money. They're
Mhm.
not realizing that they are the visionary, they are driving the ship,
Beautifully said.
right? That if they
Mhm.
don't get in that fractional person, part time person, whoever, to take off the mundane everyday stuff, the ship starts going in a circle with no
Yeah.
direction. And then they go, well, see, they become their prophecy of, I couldn't afford to hire them. And it's
That,
like,
mhm.
you come to a point of, you can't afford not to hire them,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Because you're going like this in your boat. You hire someone, and all of a sudden it's like, whoa, we're going because you've opened up space again to see the vision of where you want your company to go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And because you are the coach, anyways, when you are the coach, you are taking people on a journey.
Mm-hmm.
You are their guide.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got to look ahead.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got to take that first step yourself.
Mm-hmm.
As a coach, we're asking people to invest in their own growth when they work with us. We've got to also invest in our own growth, in our own vision, and say,
Mm-hmm.
this is who I'm going to become. And hence, I always encourage coaches, aspiring coaches, even professionals who are wanting to become a coach. I always say, go and find yourself a coach. Choose someone who's been there, done that, because that will make your journey a lot faster and she will tell you the road that you're supposed to take, but you invest in yourself. First and foremost, this is a journey of investment, time, effort, money
Mm-hmm.
in yourself
Mm-hmm.
because it's a heart-led business. You fill yourself first, then it ripples outward.
Mm-hmm. Well, and anyone listening to this, if the person you're trying to hire as a coach doesn't have a coach, run.
Absolutely. Oh, totally.
Like, there's no
Totally.
way we could be doing what we're doing in our coaching businesses if we didn't have a coach keeping us straight.
Yeah, I've always had like two or three coaches
Mm-hmm.
since I've started coaching.
Mm-hmm.
One could be for one could be for another one. And I'm always actively also looking out for coaches to coach me
Yeah.
because they bring different things and you learn something. So I've learned something from one coach. I've finished their programs. They've taught what they're supposed to teach, but there's always a next level. There's always a next place where I want to go to. And if you are learning, there's even as you're beginning to do all of this, yes, you can go out and you can look at 10 of the coaches. You can reach out to us. Uh, and there's also lots that's available on books, on
Yeah.
Audible, on YouTube. Like there's
Well,
just so much information, but start listening and then see where you really get attracted to and move there.
and I'm just going to speak for both of us because I feel that you're the same way. If we're not your coach, we'll tell you.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Because you know what? It's too hard to coach someone when we're not aligned. Because you're not going to do the homework. You're going to come pissy every time. If you're ready to do the work and we are your person, we'd love to have you. If
Yeah, it's
not,
a
we'll
non-win.
spread you on. Like I've had people come to me wanting my services, and I get like intense pain in my body. And they go, but I go, I'm not your coach. I want you to be my coach. Well, maybe it's not right now, but I'll
Yeah.
give you three other people that could be a fit for you,
Mhm.
right? Because if I had taken that client, it would have been bad reviews all around.
Not just that. I think when we work as heart-led coaches,
Hmm.
there is an expansive, energetic space that we're holding. If it's not in alignment, it's not really doing as well for the other person where they would be a better fit. And it's not doing as well for our field as well. There's so much that we could do more. So it just does not work both ways.
Hmm.
And it's a gift. Truth is always a blessing.
Hmm. Well, and especially like if it was like how I do group sessions.
Yeah.
That bad seed is going to wreck it for the other ones that are really willing to be there, show up, do their work, and they're going to go, okay, Joe, what the hey?
Mm,
Stop wasting our
yes.
time because we're
Yes.
here showing up, trying to get the work done, and you're dragging your heels. You're complaining. Like, it doesn't work.
Mm.
Luckily,
So
I haven't had to kick anyone out, but just like it just doesn't work.
the energy of a group or energy of any relationship, it's at least the average of the energetic vibration of those two.
Hmm.
So if somebody is like really down in the trenches, it takes a lot of work to really pull them up as the coach.
Hmm.
And also, it still might be very hard for them.
Hmm.
So the group really benefits by being in the vibrational space. I am the same as well. There
Hmm.
is nobody who can enter any of my groups without having a chat with me first. Like
Yeah,
I
but I mean,
will,
even like I've been in like work situations. I wasn't the leader. And you come to get the project going and there's a bad seat and it's like you go to the leader, you gonna address it? No. You go back to you address it? No. I said, do you mind if I do? Right? And it's like, what are you doing? You asked to be on the project. You're killing the project. What do you mean I'm killing the project? Right? They have no awareness of that their energy is bringing everyone down. And I heard I'm actually doing a LinkedIn webinar this weekend, and he was saying he used to work for Spotify, not Spotify, Shopify, and They kept on trying to promote him. And he goes, please don't. Right? And they go, but you're doing so good. And he goes, I'm the people. I'm the leader for the people talking to the people. You put me up in that fancy desk, you lost me, the essence of who I am. And they couldn't understand it. They thought a promotion was going to be good. No, he's stuck behind doors. He doesn't, he misses the people. And I think that's even the greater lesson in all of this is if you're building, taking a coach, even accepting clients, is knowing who you are and your value. And if it doesn't align to that, say no.
Yeah, and it shifts. Like if I talk about my own journey,
Mm-hmm.
I lost my daughter. So in the beginning, I was really passionate, and I still carry a really soft heart for parents or anybody who is grieving and who's going through loss. But as you go through the journey, I realized that that energy was very, very heavy. So as much as I love helping them, and if someone comes along, I'll still help them, but I probably wouldn't do a longer mentorship as I would have done previously because I just find that that energy is very heavy. And the energy that I personally find really fulfills me
Mm-hmm.
and gives me double the joy
Mm-hmm.
and gratitude and all the good stuff is when I really help entrepreneurs expand their business. That is like, oh, there I see the ripples of change. I see what they've created. I get super excited when my clients write books or when they make a lot of money, when they sign up their clients. It fills me up like
Mm-hmm.
nothing else. So you choose your journey and you
Mm-hmm.
choose what is the part, what is the area that you want to play in, and it can change in time.
Mm-hmm.
Today, I'm really fascinated by this. Maybe 2 years, 5 years of doing this, maybe there'll be something else that I'm really, really fascinated with. And then I'll go and
Well,
do that.
even my journey, if you would have told me 5 years ago I'd be working with men, I'd be like, what are you talking about? Because I started my intuitive journey by helping people in their houses and clearing the space of their house and their land and like really shamanic more stuff, right? And then it was like, no, you got to get granular. And I'm like, what does that mean? So then I started doing one-on-one coaching. I'm like, oh, okay, bring it into the people. And I'm not saying that I didn't help many couples in the house. Like if they ended up getting divorced, they were better co-parents because they became
Mhm,
friends again. If they stayed together, everyone was happy, right?
mhm,
Um, and then to say you're working with men, I went, men? And then I literally got the vision. Growing up, I had men friends. All the way through high school, it was all the men. Going into oil and gas, I'm like, dang, men, right? Like, it was just like, oh, this is too crazy, right? And then I think about all those coffee chats and lunches, and I'm like, oh my gosh, they're all men. So
mhm,
unknowingly, I've been doing this a long time.
mhm,
Now I'm just going to get paid for it,
mm.
right?
Right?
Like a free lunch, a free coffee, thank you. That's payment. But now I want payment
Mhm,
because I didn't have the full time job anymore,
mhm,
right? It's coming back full circle to if I had enough money to never charge, that great, pay what you
mm,
can. But I
mm,
don't yet,
mm.
right? And I think that's what's so interesting about how your journey started as an engineer, which is so aligned with the metaphysical. We just don't
Yes.
realize that. It's all math.
Oh, yeah. So the big aha for me was I used to think as I moved from that really corporate, fancy world to this energetic world, I felt, oh my God, they're not aligned. And
Mm-hmm.
I felt that, and there was a part of me, I'm an engineer and an MBA professional because to some extent I like the data or I really like understanding the processes. There is that part of me, totally exists and it's nerdy. And some of my friends call me a spiritual nerd because I get into stuff and then I really like put a structure around it or a pattern around it. I just have this innate ability. But still, for some time, I used to feel that these are different worlds. And how do I bring both of my worlds together? I can either be the super smart person or I can be a little bit more mystical person. But my work now brings the both blends together because when I work with entrepreneurs, their strategy,
You
it's
can
just
go
aligned
nerdy.
strategy. So I look at, okay, this is how I work. When someone starts with me, we look at your offer. And of course, you might have an offer, but we do a little journey together and we look at your next level vision. We really look at what is your next level really calling. Like they will see the vision, they will see their next level selves. They will see what it is doing. They will see the ideal clients. They will see their offer. We really study that.
Hmm.
Right? So it's a shortcut to understanding where do you really want to go. And I haven't yet had any client coming back and saying, oh, that's not my vision. They'll go like, oh, that makes total sense. Like somebody will come up with podcast, the other person will come up with writing, they'll come up with different messages around how there's what they're really saying, what they're really selling. They really get the clarity of that and then how they're doing it as well. So we bucket that all out. So that's the woo woo part in a way.
Hmm.
Then my strategic mindset comes in. Then we look, okay, this is what we got, but we already got the slices, we already got the cheat sheet here. Then we say, okay, this is your unique packet. Now,
Yeah.
this is how we follow. And it is unreal because results are going to follow from there because we just chose the easy path. We already cheated. We already saw what it was going to be. Where is your soul taking you? So
Hmm.
rather than meandering the whole process, we just went, okay, let's shortcut. This is where you want to go. This is what your soul has in plan. And let's just start doing that in our physical lives. So the results get really quick. Like I
Hmm.
had a client come in and she was wanting to write a book for 7 years. She
Yikes.
had the book in her head.
Hmm.
And she's like, I just don't know why I can't write it. She would fall sick every time she wanted to write it, like physically sick on the bed, not able to do much for the next 10 days or so. Then we worked with her, cleared the whole energy there, uh, cleared that energetic entities that were stopping her. Within a
Hmm.
month, her book's written. She's finished her drafts. It's the second draft. It's already there. It's going to be published quarter 1 next year. So it's super exciting. And I just have lots of stories like this just because we shortcut the whole process.
Well, and it's so interesting you brought that up because I don't know anyone, whether they're aware of energy or not, that isn't going through it right now. Right? Like, and it's funny because when you hear things like, oh, well, the fall equinox is going to really set the stage for the wintry solstice. And we're like, okay, well, whatever that means. And we put it on the back burner, right? And then November was just like this roller coaster. And you're going, really? I thought the roller coaster was done. Like, what's going on? And we think, oh, we're going to ease into December, right? Oh, no. That snake is shedding and it's pushing every button that we have in our bodies and it's saying, "Are you done with this?" I'm like, "What is it?" And then you get the pain, you get that whatever. And it's just like, "Oh, we haven't even hit the 21st yet. We still have days before the." And you're going, "How do we do this?" You know? So, yeah, it's comical in some ways and then you're just like, I can't imagine going through life unaware and not awake.
Yeah. Well, I'll give you this. We are all energetic beings.
Yeah.
We say that as well. We are all energetic beings. There are lots of studies, like we all have some vibration levels, and they are changing depending on our thoughts and so on. But we're all energetic beings. And I think most of us will agree that we even use that in our sentences. We'll say, oh, I spoke with Adele today. I feel really inspired. My energy is high. And then there are people, we look at the phone and we're like, don't want to listen to this one because it just drains my energy.
Go to voicemail.
So we know that we go to a store, the music is like all peppy and so on. You feel like staying there, it jazzes you up a little bit and you're energized. We are energetic beings. We feel
Hmm.
that every time. We'll wake up, we feel like, oh, I'm really inspired today, or we'll say, I'm low on energy, right?
Hmm.
So we know that. Um, Now, if we are all energetic beings, and this is my background as an electrical engineer, all the electricity, all the electrical appliances in our houses, they all have an earthing wire.
Hmm.
That earthing wire is there so that if there is an excess of electrical charge, if there's a fault, then that charge gets drained through. And
Hmm.
that's why they all have an earthing wire.
Hmm.
The We don't carry an earthing wire. Like if you touch the kettle, it has an earthing wire. Your fridge has an earthing wire. So if there's something wrong, you won't get a shock. Yet we have so-called negative influences,
Hmm.
and we don't usually connect with the earth. We feel good when we connect with the earth, when we go out, when we walk barefoot, when we are around the ocean,
Hmm.
because we are soaking in the earth's energy and our negative charge is being neutralized. So, one thing that we can always do is that even if we can't go out, we can just think of Mother Earth and we can just say that, hey, let me deal with this. It's really balancing. Help me deal with my day to day. Help me deal with my stress. Just help me take that away. Put your feet on the ground if you can. Even if you can't, just think of it while you're sitting in the plane. And it
Well,
works wonders.
and I know like there's been times that I'm like on this roller coaster of a day and I'm like, what do I gotta do? And I'll shut my eyes and I see myself walking into the ocean and I'm just like,
Mhm.
ah, right? Because
Yeah.
as a person who has all fire in her chart, nothing's better than water, right? But yet, if I don't have to physically go in the water, even better, because
Mhm.
it
Mhm.
it calms me without being like suppressing the fire.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, like the equinox and whatever changes can happen, and that is
Hmm.
okay. We will all go through it, but we can still ground ourselves. We can still be centered during that time.
Hmm. And this will probably be going out after the equinox, so um, it's just a reminder that whenever it is, to ground, be present, ask your body, where are you? Are you aligned? Are you in balance? If you're not, how can you get there? Because I think that's most of the miscommunications and the family trauma. Like it's two unbalanced people coming to have a conversation and they go kaboom. And you're like, what just happened?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
And I think that is so important, especially as we're business owners, to say, am I in the right energy and balance and mindset to make that phone call,
Mhm.
right? Because it could be, a sale of $100,000. And if you're not aligned, if you have like expectations or whatever before you pick up the phone, it's a no. You lost the sale. But if you are totally clear and center and the intention is if this is supposed to go through, it's the best for both companies, right? We might have to work out some details a different day. That's okay. You'll get the sale,
Mhm. Mhm.
you know? And I
Yes.
think most entrepreneurs forget to ask for the sale. They lead with the marketing of pushing the sale, but they never actually stop and say, do you want to buy?
I think even before that, do you want to buy? It's more, I really see the selling process very differently.
Okay, do
I
tell.
feel. it is more about understanding your customer. We touched on that a little bit. We said that, do we want the clients or not?
Mm-hmm.
We want to see whether our solution will fit the other person or not. And we might be able to customize a solution. So,
Mm-hmm.
whether that's a software, whether that is our service, a unique offering to our clients, but it is in service to both of us to fully understand what your real problem is. So, and this is interesting as well. People might come to you because they say, "Oh, I'm not able to sleep very well at night.
Mm-hmm.
I'm suffering from anxiety." And that is what they think their problem is. There might be things that are going below that
Mm-hmm.
that is really causing it. So it's in all of our benefit to really understand what that is.
Mm-hmm.
Because once you understand that, then you can also explain to them. You also feel more confident. You're not driving in the dark. You can tell them that this is how your solution will fit them. And then they are also more seen,
Mm-hmm.
and they also understand more that is it for them or not. But I would always wait for the client to ask me first. I'll never pitch. I'll
Well, and
I
I'm
almost never pitch. I feel that my job is to be visible, to tell them this is what I do, but I wait for them to bite.
and I'm in that funny area because it's like when I was thinking of, doing my men's coffee chats, I'm like, no, these are always gonna be free. If they if the men show up, I'll always show up, right? And then I'm like, yes, there will be a document of, do you want to join the membership? Do you want to do the courses? Do you want one on one? Am I
Mhm.
pitching it? Maybe, maybe not. Am I selling
No,
it?
no, no,
Absolutely
no.
not. I'm just saying these are some things that I have to offer if you choose to move forward with me. That's if you've gotten enough out of the coffee chats.
No, I think you're doing the right thing, Adele, because
Thank you.
our job is to be visible.
Hmm.
Our job is for people to know that this is the service that you are offering. So that's not a pitch. And then if people are interested, they'll come and
Yeah.
they'll see. The visibility lies on us
Yeah.
so that clients can find us.
Hmm.
And then you share more when they want you to.
Well, and I've always said whether it was like picking a restaurant with friends or going on a trip, I never pitched it. I was
Mhm.
going, well, here's some options. Let's discuss. Let's come to agreement. Done.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's more of the persuasion for me. It's like if I really want to go to the ocean and everyone's saying, let's go to the mountains, it's like, well, could we go from the ocean to the mountains in the same trip? Like, right?
Mhm.
Like, how can we do that? So everyone's needs and wants are handled, and yet no one feels left out or put apart,
Mhm. Mhm.
you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And yeah, so it makes it um, more enjoyable to come to that space, right? And it sure makes the classes better for me
Yes.
because I haven't forced you
Yes.
to buy anything. You're
Mhm.
choosing to say, I'm ready to do the work
Mhm.
because I'm just the
Absolutely.
guide. If you don't want to do the work, I can't make you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
it's,
aligned sales is a lot around just being inspired about your offer. It is talking about it with excitement.
mm-hmm,
And that's why we get the language and the offer really right so that you are super passionate to talk about it.
mm-hmm,
Like I've spoken a lot about what I do, but it's just genuine passion.
mm-hmm,
And then if people want to come,
mm-hmm.
that's
Great.
their choice.
Awesome. Love to have you.
Thank you so much. It's been awesome
Well, no, but
being
it's
here with
like
you.
if the clients want to come, you're just like, doors always open,
Yeah,
right? If
absolutely.
you have
Yes.
questions, just come on in, right? Like,
Mhm.
we're not here to, beat you over the head to say you got to do it and you got to do it now. And it's like, no,
It
That
won't
was
work
the
that way
old
as well.
way.
Yeah, and it won't work that way either. Like, especially in a heart-led business, it just does not work that way. A heart-led business is very expansive, it's very empowering, it's really very aligned to who you are and lets you be guided on that path.
Hmm.
So, on this expansive path, control cannot just go in. You cannot expand your hands and then control them in a fist at the same time.
Yeah. That that reminds me of someone who's saying, um, how do you know you're going to be a good golfer? Because your swing just swings. You don't control it. You don't care how far it's going. You don't worry, but it just you swing. And I'm
Yeah,
like, oh my
good.
god, I don't golf, but that's like everything I know about golf. That's so perfect.
Yeah.
It's not about well, my feet right or my hold my grip right. Just swing. Let it flow.
Love that. Love that. Love that. Yeah, beautiful.
It's obviously a good quote from a golfer, but I just yeah.
Yeah,
Whoever it is,
awesome.
thank you.
Yeah.
So as we're coming up to the end, what do you want the audience to know about you, about the journey of how to move forward?
Oh, I have a very exciting freebie to share with everybody.
Okay.
I am offering a free sales audit. It's an energetic sales audit. So I look at what you are selling, how you're selling it, your language behind it, but not just that. I look at the energy because sometimes we repel things like we might want clients and then we are repelling clients because we've got some subconscious money blocks or other people scary stuff that we are dealing with. So I do an energetic sales audit and then I leave you with two or three insights around what's really happening in your business. And that can be availed at artoflifecenter.com/sales. It's absolutely free for some time till I can do it. And yeah, feel free to reach out to me there. I'd love to support you and your business and your vision. Even if you don't have an offer, this is what you're really thinking of. It's still a good time because we can still look at the energy of it. I'm not really wanting you to, I mean, it's not necessary to have a website or all of those things set up
Hmm.
because your energy, the
Hmm.
language, the messaging is really bringing a lot of it, a lot of the clients to you.
That's wonderful. And so we will have this in the show notes and we'll have everything to how to get a hold of her and get a hold of me. And, you know, this has been absolutely lovely.
Thank you so
And
much,
I'm
Adele. It's been a
so,
pleasure.
I, I don't, I don't even know where we met. Tyson? Through
Mhm.
Tyson?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Should have known. Another wonderful community is the Serving Circle, um, where entrepreneurs come to support each other. And that's what the biggest thing of this podcast and everyone I'm meeting is if you're listening and you connect with Kanika or whoever I've had on, reach out to them because I have them on because I feel they're aligned to who my listeners are, you know? And if you know of anyone, get a hold of me. I'll see if there'll be a fit for the show. So, once again, this is Authentic Conversations with Adele podcast. And I'm so glad you're able to join us as my guest, Kanika, today. And if you're interested in the men's groups with me in Transition Clarity, please check us out in LinkedIn or Facebook. There's event pages there for them. Would love to have you there. The men, women, I'll get to you later. And thank you.
Thanks a lot, Adele.
What a powerful conversation. And I've done some work with her. She's gentle and soft, yet gets the job done because that engineer comes out and it's just great. So check out the show notes. I'll have all her links to connect with Kanita, and you can see the free offer And if you want to come and check out my men's programs, please look at the events in LinkedIn and in Facebook. It's Monday or Tuesday morning at 8 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, or Wednesdays at 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time for the free half an hour coffee chat to bring your questions, your concerns, or just come and check it out. See if I'm one of the people that you might want to work with. So, once again, thank you for joining us on Authentic Conversations with Adele, and stay tuned for our next guest.